Okay, we should be all good to go now. First thing I'd like to do is do a little bit of a mic test to make sure the audio is good between the two of us for on their end. So I'll just say a random thing.
Random thing.
All right, I think that'll suffice. Yeah, geez. After not doing this for a couple of months, it kind of needs to start rolling off the tongue a little bit more, you know. Cat's always whining in the background. Ready to start this?
Well, let's do it.
All right. First off, intro out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the fellow pokeNERDS of the world, welcome to the Season 2 premiere of the pokeNERDS Incorporated podcast, a Pokemon exclusive podcast just for us pokeNERDS to sit down, relax, and get to know other fellow Pokemon content creators in the Pokemon community. I am your host, the Top Goon Spence of the Poke Network. And ladies and gentlemen, when I told you guys that I had a banger of a guest to start off Season 2, I meant it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know who this man is, allow me to formally introduce you to him. He is one of the most influential content creators I have ever met on the Twitch platform. Top tier shiny hunter, absolutely insane Kaizo runner, and he, along with like half a dozen other organizers, have helped raise tens of thousands of dollars for charities all over the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the pokeNERDS Inc. podcast, the one and only ShinePatrol.
Thank you, Spence. Thanks for having me, buddy.
I just want to say again, Shine, that it is an honor to have you on my show. And again, thank you so much for taking time out of your day for me to sit down for a few minutes and let me interview you and let's talk shop Pokemon.
Perfect, buddy. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, the pleasure's all mine, believe me. So, guys, if you're wondering, first off, why the layout looks differently, that's because for those of you that don't know, one of our fellow streaming brothers, one of our fellow Pokemon friends in the Pokemon community, TheTrueTurbo, unfortunately passed away a few weeks ago. So every episode of Season 2 is going to be dedicated to TheTrueTurbo. And that's also why me and Shine are both wearing bow ties. I'm going to be wearing a bow tie no matter what, but if the guest doesn't have one, I'm not going to, count that against them. So Shine, again, thank you for wearing a bow tie for Turbo.
Of course, brother. Of course.
All right, so to start off the podcast, the first thing I like to do is I like to give the guest a minute to introduce themselves and explain the types of content they produce and give a little bit of a retrospective of their individual Twitch journey. So Shine, you have the floor. Let us know a little bit more about ShinePatrol.
Yeah, thanks, Spence. Yeah, my name is Shine. I've been on Twitch now for how long has it been? Maybe it's got to be getting close to 4 years. I think just over 3. And I mean, Pokemon has always been a big thing in my life. My brother and sister, all 3 of us, we've always been into it since it came out, and it's just always had a really special place in my heart. And like 5-6 years ago, if you ever told me I'd be making content or playing video games online, I'd say you're crazy, because it kind of took a different path for me, right? I was always working, I was always doing other things, and didn't have a lot of time for video games. But just about 4 years ago, I was in a car accident, and I suffered a back injury and a neck injury, and I wasn't able to work for a couple years there. And in that rough journey, I found my love for video games again, and I was kind of couch ridden for a couple years, and so I was just kind of laying on the couch playing video games, and got back into Pokemon, started shiny hunting, and and then just started, following content creators on YouTube, and found my way to Twitch, and then just kind of had a moment where I was like, you know what, this looks like a lot of fun, and I just kind of felt like, hey, I could do this too. So and here I am. So it's been a crazy journey. I've met a lot of amazing people. I think Twitch has something truly special as an atmosphere, and it's just we all come together with a similar interest, and I've made some of the most real friendships through Twitch, and I feel truly blessed, and I feel like when we have platforms like this and we have a voice and people are listening, I think that's powerful, and we need to, use that for a positive outlook. So, that's why I try and do what I can to get involved with charity stuff as well. But yeah, like as far as my content goes, I started out shiny hunting, like that's what I'm very known for. I've had some really crazy shiny luck. I've had some really long shiny hunts. And
You and me
but
both.
just yeah, just recently though, like I found, I've always had a love for randomizers, ROMs, and challenge runs, nuzlocks, and stuff like that. But just recently, I'm really hooked into Kaizo Ironmon. So I've been running platinum Kaizo Ironmon for a while now, and I probably will be until I die, because I don't think I'm ever gonna beat it. But it's something unique, and it adds so much content. There's so much heartbreak, there's so much crazy moments, and I'm just having a lot of fun with it. So, and I know my community is as well. I like to do a lot of stuff with my brother as well. He's into doing challenge runs and nuzlocke, so we do like soul links together and all that stuff. So I'm just kind of enjoying it, and we're kind of in an off season right now, so I'm just kind of enjoying the summer, working hard, and doing some Kaizo. But in the fall, that's when we dive fully back into shiny hunting. So
I actually didn't know about your whole. I didn't know about your accident part, so my heart goes out to you, man, because I understand how that feels, because I broke my back last year, and it takes a lot to get back from that.
yeah, yeah, no, like yeah, like I mean, I kind of couldn't imagine like actually breaking your back. Like that's pretty intense. Like I have like a really bad herniated disc in my lumbar spine, and then one in my neck as well. So it's just, it's a consistent thing, and I get really bad nerve pinches and stuff like that, and some days it just feels like my spine's being crushed. So it's yeah, but at the end of the day, like life happens. But at the end of the day, if it wasn't for that car accident, ShinePatrol wouldn't exist. So there's always positives, right?
Mm. Yeah, you definitely turned a negative to a positive. So seriously, mad props for all your success, man.
Thank you.
All right, so here's a little. So for your retrospective about me, and for those of you who are on Shine's Patrol side who don't know much about me, so I started content creation back in 2020 when the Isle of Armor DLC released. And before that, I was always inspired to be a content creator. It's just that I never had the technological capacity to do such things, because I was so envious of anyone who did randomizers, soul links, and all the other challenge runs you see on Twitch that are just absolutely insane. I was so envious because I never got the opportunity to do this type of stuff. So I actually reached out to a Pokemon content creator, because I had no one to talk to about this, because I had no like real life friends anymore, because I just moved to Tennessee, and on top of that, it's just like I had no one to talk to about this stuff. So I actually emailed MNJ TV. I don't know if you know who he is.
I'm not familiar, no.
Hmm. Well, he's a Pokemon content creator based out in Texas, but he's like one of the most successful ones. He has like 2 million subs on his main channel.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but yeah, I actually emailed him, and I was like, I did not expect to get a response back. I just wanted to see if he would, respond and like give me some advice or whatnot on how to start this up. And to my shock, he actually did. So he didn't tell me much, but I took what he said and I rolled with it. I still didn't have the technological side to start streaming. So in 2020, when I got a little bit more money a little bit more investable money, I invested in my first PC, my first one monitor setup, and I started streaming. Obviously, because I really didn't make a presence anywhere else on social media. I pretty much was like streaming for like 6 months, and I was pretty much going nowhere because I really didn't know how to integrate into social media because I was just very non-social media orientated. So, so I like to say that my real start on Twitch began in 2021, and I learned a little bit more tricks of the trade. I started branching out with more people, and it just took off from there. But types of content that I produce pretty much anything Pokemon related. Shiny hunting, the challenge runs, Nuzlocke races, playthroughs. The only things I don't cover are Pokemon Go and now Pokemon Sleep for some reason. Have you seen anybody do a Pokemon Sleep stream yet?
I haven't seen a stream yet, but I just woke up this. I had a nap this morning, and I woke up to my second shiny in sleep. So yeah, we woke up to a shiny Rattata this morning. So yeah, I was happy about that. Yeah,
I got a story about shiny Rattata, but I'll share later. But yeah, that's pretty insane. But yeah, the whole main reason the podcast exists is because I've always seen people go on podcasts, and I've actually been a part of a couple myself, and I just really thought like maybe I should do this myself because I really wanted to bring a bunch of people together for something a lot bigger than anything I could have possibly imagined. So I'm still shocked to this day that not only are we now in season 2, but I now have in my opinion, one of the top tier Pokemon creators on the platform here chatting with me. So seriously, it still mind boggles me how I still believe that this podcast is going to go above and beyond anything that I could possibly imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the kind words, Spence, but at the end of the day, brother, I'm just a dude with a couple controllers, man. I'm just a fellow Poké nerd, brother, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Hey, you got an overwhelming spark that reaches out to thousands of people, man. So like, I get kind words like that all the time, man. So it's like it's a two-way street. Yeah, we like to be humble about who we are, but at the end of the day, it just warms our hearts to hear that, man.
Yeah, I know, and it's like that's what I was saying, right? Like it's a lot of people don't realize how powerful content is, and how powerful these communities are, and the events we do, and how we come together, and there's so much power to it that people don't even understand. Like I have people in my community that like really rely on my streams, and rely on me to be there, and just hanging out in a stream or hanging out on Twitch, and it can make someone's whole day. They could be having a terrible week, a terrible month, a terrible year. You know what I mean? Like, so there's so much power to it, and just like one thing about content is it's almost immortal. Like once we make some content, like it's there, it's on YouTube, it's on Twitch, like it's always there, right? It lives on, right? So I just I there's so much more to this than just playing video games, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand that.
I know, I've learned that firsthand because I've actually had a couple of my community members reach out to me and tell me that my content has helped them out during their cancer treatments. I actually got 2 cancer survivors that are pretty much my MVP, pretty much my VIPs here on the channel, and I actually didn't know about this till like a week ago. Well, a couple of months ago for one, about a week ago for another one.
Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
Absolutely insane. Actually, we got a question from Bella. If y'all could meet one, all right, if y'all could meet one creator, either IRL or over a stream like this, who would it be? They know my answer already, so who would you like to meet?
Who would I like to meet? I think I would like to meet Majin Phil. He's a fellow Canadian, and he's just a wicked dude. So I think I'd like to meet Phil.
I think I've heard of him, but I haven't seen much of their content.
Yeah. Phil does a lot of Kaizo Ironmon, so he's and he's Canadian as well. So and yeah, he's just all around a wicked dude. So
I see. But yeah, like I said, I'd like to meet MJ TV because, like I said, he's like the main guy that got me into content creation, and like it would be an absolute honor to do a video with him. Like I don't know what type of video it would be, but it would be an honor to be a part of one of his videos.
for sure. And like at the end of the day, like it's good to have people to look up to, and it's good to have mentors, and that's how we grow, right?
Exactly. All right. So next topic point, next topic of discussion is I'd like for you to give us the origin story of the channel name ShinePatrol. Where did that come from?
um, well, it was so like when I first started out, I didn't have a lot of money. Like I said, I was injured, I wasn't working, but I managed to get a little money borrowed, and I got a very modest setup. I got a gaming laptop, mic, little webcam. Like it was the abuse I put through that laptop it's incredible. Didn't blow up because I like eventually added multiple devices, and I was multi hunting on a laptop, and it was burning up.
Dang.
But it's still the laptop's still alive. Like it's still going. So
Cool.
my setup's changed a lot since then. But yeah, like when I was deciding like what I wanted to call my channel or my brand or whatever you want to call it, I just like shiny hunting was my thing, so I wanted something along the lines of shiny hunting. I wanted something that was very obvious for what I was doing. Like when you hear ShinePatrol, it's like, okay, he's probably shiny hunting Pokemon. So and it's just like when ShinePatrol came, popped into my head, it's like it just kind of rolled off the tongue, like I didn't want something that was hard to say. I wanted something that just kind of flowed, and I didn't want to have something that had you know numbers and whatever. So I Shine Patrol is available, and I ran with it, and that's here we are. I mean, moving forward, like I've considered rebranding just so I, don't have to just be known just for shiny hunting alone. But at the end of the day, it's this is I think I am Shine Patrol. So like, uh,
I gotta
it is what it is, you know what I mean? So
I mean, I gotta say, it really actually fits you very well, man. Like the whole aesthetic and everything. I gotta say, it just fits so well. Like people say my stuff fits really well, but like yours is like it just like je ne sais quoi to it, you know?
yeah,
I know I probably
100%.
butchered that. I know I probably butchered that saying, but
I don't even
I'm
know
not
what that
French.
means. I know it's French, but I don't know what that means. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. But my channel name origin,
Are you
this is
assuming I know French because I'm Canadian?
I know one of my mods knows one of my mods is French, so when she sees another Canadian on stream, she's like, "Do you speak French Canadian?" So I try to like not to tension on any waters.
Yeah, no, I mean, French is our second language, yes, but I took a little bit in school, but it wasn't really for me, so I don't know very much French, so
Fair enough. But yeah, my channel name is mine has a little bit of a complicated history because you're actually one of the few people that actually knows me as my previous incarnation, the Poké Network.
yes,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
which is
Um,
yeah,
that we'll get.
SP
Yeah, we'll
SP
get.
buddy.
we'll we'll talk more about it in a minute. But so so here's the history of my whole channel name. When I was creating everything here, I wanted to create the channel name like we all do. So I know I wanted my Pokemon to be my base content creation platform. So like you said, you want Shine to be your base because people want to know that you're shiny hunting. Pokey would be part of my base so people know I post Pokemon content. So I wanted Pokey to be a part of my name no matter what. So when I was like configuring what I want the name to be, I kind of thought of network because in college I was pretty good with networking with people because I actually got a degree in business. So there was like multiple group projects throughout the various classes I was a part of. So we had a lot of networking to do. So Poké Network, that kind of rolled off the tongue a little bit, and I liked it. So I first typed it in there, and it wasn't taken. So I was like, crap, what do I do now? I didn't really think of the Poké Network at the time because I thought it was like way too generic, and I just didn't. I wanted to stand out a little bit more, so I put the S in front of there because S is just my first initial. My real name is Spence, so it just fits. Little did I know how much chaos it would cause because, as you know, yeah, Twitch does not allow you to use hyphens in your username, and I don't like using underscores, so SP stuck together. So you can imagine how many people have mispronounced my name over the years.
Yeah.
I have been called Spoke Network, S-Poke Network, Spokey. You think of a pronunciation variation, and I have been called that. So after a few years, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. So I dropped the S, I put the, and I gotta say the rebrand was a very, very, very appreciated change because I feel like more people actually know for a fact what I do now. And whenever I go into these random people's chats and they see my name, they go like, "Oh, the Poké Network. What's up? What's up, Poké Network?" So it's like, yeah, it was a very, very appreciated change, and I feel like it's maybe more professional over the past year, almost a year. I've had this name now.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a classic thing with Twitch, though. Like, is the mispronunciation of usernames. Like, I'm classic, notorious for it. Like, I get trolled all the time because I'm so bad. I try my best, but some names are just so hard to say, and words are tough.
I know. I try my damnedest too, but sometimes just ain't enough. But also, little known fact, guys, Mr. Shine here was actually the first recipient of the initial The Poké Network raid.
Oh,
Yeah, that
yeah,
night I raided to you New Year's Eve. That was my first official like name as the Poké
right.
Network. So you got the first Poké Network raid.
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother.
There's your boy Doku.
Yeah, what's up, Ruruka?
All right. So now we got that out of the way. The next is a wide range of topics ranging in favorites to least favorites. So this is like the least favorite Pokemon category fact. So I already know what your favorite Pokemon is based on everything that's behind you. So I want the story as to why Gengar is your favorite.
Gengar's the OG. He's the first ghost ever. Like and like I don't know, I just feel like he's like my spirit animal. He's a little he's a little, a little dark, a little, a little and he's a troublemaker, but he's just like he's always got that smile going, and he's just I don't know, he's such a character, and I was in love with him since, Gen 1, and it's never changed. Like I have lots of new favorite Pokemon and new appreciation for new Pokemon, but Gengar will always be number one.
Yeah, I wish I could say that one of the OGs was my favorite, but to my shock, after Sword and Shield came about, a Gen 8 Pokemon took the slot, and Obstagoon obviously is my mantle, my baby, my spirit animal.
Yeah, Obstagoon's amazing, buddy. He's such a good Pokemon, and the shiny is just freaking S tier. Like
you don't have to tell me twice.
It's probably one of the best shinies out there. Like it's unreal. I wish I could say the same for Gengar.
Yeah, you know what? You don't have to tell me twice about shiny Obstagoon. I actually brought this card out specifically because I knew you were going to bring up that point.
That is a nice card, brother. Yeah, I don't think I've pulled that one. I
actually didn't pull this. My coworker gave it to me as a Christmas present.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, the main reason why Obstagoon is my favorite is because, like, when we got the news that Obstagoon, well, the Linoon line was getting a Galarian form, I was like, these look a little bit cooler. They're dark types, so I was like, I'll catch one for the dex. Then all of a sudden, bam, we get the scene in the trailer where it evolves into this monster, and I'm like, ooh. Like, it basically jumped to my top 10 based on aesthetics alone. And when I finally got to use it, I used it in my first ever playthrough of Sword, and it is just a freaking monster, man. You get this thing a gut setup with facade and a flame orb, everything that's coming towards this thing is gonna get wrecked. Because trust me, I've used it in my Dark Lock, my Surprise Lock, and Sword, and it was pretty much the ace of my entire team because it just cleared the house for everything. Yeah, but when I was deciding on the quote unquote channel mascot for everything, I was like, I knew I didn't want to use Darkrai at the time because at the time Darkrai was my favorite Pokemon when I started the channel, and I didn't want to use Darkrai because I knew that Patters was using like Darkrai as like a pseudo or like a semi mascot at the time. So I went with Obstagoon because I didn't see anybody who was using Obstagoon, so I went with it. And ever since branding it myself as like the top goon and whatnot, it's pretty much taken the mantle, and I don't know if anything's gonna replace it.
Yeah, that's awesome, brother. Yeah, no, Obstagoon's great. Dark normal is a really cool typing, minus the quad weak to fighting, but
that's the main thing I hate.
Right? Yeah, you never like to have a quad, but it's to have a cool dual typing, like sometimes you're just gonna have a quad weakness and that's just the way it rolls.
Well, at least Obstruct can help out with that.
Correct, yeah.
All right, Shine. Out of all the shinies in the Pokemon world, which one would you say is your favorite?
My favorite shiny?
Yeah, which one?
Giratina.
Giratina?
Yeah.
Fun fact, guys, he recently found a Giratina for League of Legends.
Yeah, only took me like 600 plus DAs to find it.
I keep telling you, if it makes you feel any better, I'm still on the Nightmare. But yeah, why did Giratina take the mantle?
Yeah, no, Giratina, just the color contrast, that blue color. I mean, blue is my favorite shiny color, so yeah, I love the blue on the Giratina, and it all just works so well. And Giratina is my favorite legendary as well, so it just kind of works.
I see. Well, my favorite shiny is actually being represented today because blacks, reds, grays, and blues are pretty much my entire vibe, my color scheme and whatnot. And the one shiny that incorporates all of them is my boy Greninja. So there we go. There's my favorite. I think you know this, but I egg hunted one of these in Scarlet and Violet, and I literally choked on water finding it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and and today is actually, Froakie Calm Day on Pokemon Go, so that's pretty cool that you brought that up.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, if anyone wants to see me nearly die on stream, go look at !Froakie in the chat. But yeah, I mean,
I think I've seen the clip, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of told you about it, and you went I believe you went and saw it. But yeah. I mean, if Greninja's shiny wasn't so epic and whatnot, Rayquaza would have been my favorite because I can't now resist that Black Dragon because Rayquaza is actually my favorite legendary, so its shiny was obviously going to be in my favorites.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up because you almost choked on water there, but like when I got shiny Rayquaza in Emerald, I almost choked on pizza. I had a mouthful of pizza when it popped. So
I saw that. I saw that, and I was like, oh god, don't choke.
Oh man, I mean it's always like the thing, like when you're shiny hunting and you're eating on stream, it's just like you always wonder if it's gonna happen at a weird moment where you got a drink in your mouth or food in your mouth, but we never know when it's gonna shine, right? So
I am petrified because I let my turbo controller keep going on darker resets while I go on bathroom breaks. I am petrified if this thing shines while I'm in the bathroom.
Oh, that's risky, brother.
I know it's risky, but at the same time, when nature calls, you gotta answer.
Yeah, true. This is true.
Yes, it is. All right, Shine, out of the 18 Pokemon types that we have, which one would you say is your favorite?
Everyone knows. Ghost type.
I should have figured. Gengar has that much of a lingering presence on you, buddy.
It's not just Gengar. I love all ghost types. It's just it's always been my favorite typing, so.
Yeah, no need to bring too much context into that. But yeah, everyone knows.
I guess we're kind of rivals then, brother.
Yeah, well, technically, our favorite types do the exact same thing, only mine's better. because we're immune to psychic and you're not. But yeah, for those of you that don't know, my favorite typing is the dark type, and it's pretty much been my favorite typing since I was a kid because I've always felt at home with dark type Pokemon. They've always given me a sense of comfort. I've always related to them in certain ways, and on top of that, I pretty much created an entire character and an entire Nuzlocke series based on said dark types. I mean, hell. You don't know how much I go in depth with this costume, man, whenever I go as Dark King Zeo. You have no idea. It's like I don't even exist anymore when I put this thing on. But yeah. I'm actually in the home stretch for my Darklock series, so it's gonna be a bittersweet to see it finally come to an end.
Yeah, get that win, buddy.
Almost so I'm the one who's gonna be getting the win. All right, no, this is not Zayo's podcast. This is my podcast. All right, now this may be becoming a touchy subject, but out of all the Pokemon games, which one is your favorite? And this can also include the spin-off games.
Platinum.
Platinum. I should have figured.
Yep.
It's like I feel like I know half the answers to these questions, but I still want to know anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's also for the people that don't know these answers, right? So,
yeah,
but
exactly.
yeah, like Platinum, just it's my favorite game, and I've always loved the the third games, like Crystal's up there, Emerald and Platinum, like they're just those three are just to me like the Holy Trinity. So those are in the top three for me, and obviously don't get me wrong, I do enjoy the newer ones too. Like Sword and Shield was amazing. I also loved ORAS as well, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Scarlet and Violet. It was fun, but like at the end of the day, I love the OG games, but I'm always going to stick with the franchise and see where it goes, and I'm just grateful that we're still getting new content over 25 years later. So it's pretty crazy.
I mean, without generations 8 through 9, I wouldn't even exist on this platform. So I owe everything to Sword and Shield, pretty much. Heck, my whole like my main channel logo is gonna be the sword font throughout my entirety because it just pays homage to that fact.
I feel like Sword and Shield on Twitch was an unreal time. I feel like that's when we all started, and I feel like it was an amazing game for content, and I love shiny hunting in Sword and Shield, and I think it's a great game, and it's there's some people that don't agree with that, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's such a vibe, and it was done so well, and shiny hunting in that game, it's great. So I'm definitely going to be, in the off season or, just moving forward, I'm still going to be doing content in Sword and Shield because I think it's a great game to hunt in.
Yeah, I've been doing the same thing for the past few months. I mean, I've been going on this starter quest of mine and trying to find all the shiny starters. Squirtle is being an absolute pain in my ass, man, because this is my first 1,000 egg shiny on Twitch, and it's really starting to kick my ass.
Yeah, I mean, Masuda, it's I don't mind doing it juggernaut. Well, but yeah, like I had the thing is I have good luck with Masuda. I just it has to be like a background thing for me, or it has to be like like something while I'm doing like another kind of hunt. Like I don't know, just sitting there and hatching eggs can get very. I know all shiny hunting can be repetitive, and then that's just the name of the game, but. Egg hatching is just it can be it can get a little boring in my opinion, but I mean that's the only way we can get certain Pokemon, right? So like I'm all for it, and anytime I've done Masuda for a starter Pokemon, I usually get really lucky and get it pretty quick. So I'll send you some luck there, Spence, for your Squirtle, brother.
I need more luck with the Darkrai, but I digress. We have a hydrate.
Yeah, you do. Oh, cheers! Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, whenever I ask myself the question, or whenever somebody asks me what my favorite Pokemon game is, I have to divide between three different categories because I can't pinpoint it to one specific game. So I like to say my favorites based on the overall story of the game, the overall decks, and then just base overall game. So storyline wise, the Gen 5 games, specifically Black 2 and White 2, take the cake for my favorites because like no contest, Black 2, White 2, and Black and White have the most mature storyline of any main series Pokemon game to date. And there's like no debating that fact in my world.
Yeah, I wish I could elaborate on that, but Gen 5, believe it or not, is the only game that I haven't played. Like I'm trying like here and there. Like I have started an SBQ for Gen 5, which I probably will bring into rotation a bit more here, but I've been really focused on Kaizo lately. But um and I did start a Soul Link with my brother as well for Gen 5. So I've been playing it that way, but it's randomized. So um as far as playing the actual game itself, I haven't actually experienced that. That's the only gen I haven't played. So
You're really gonna enjoy this, man. Trust me, because like I'll also go down history and say Hugh is the best rival in all of Pokemon. Gladian comes very close, and then Blue is just the standard base rival and whatnot. But for me, it's always been Hugh because his intentions are absolutely pure, and he'll destroy anything to get in his way.
yeah, yeah.
But but paying a little homage to you, my favorite game based on the Dex is Pokemon Platinum. There's a lot of Gen 4 Pokemon that I love and appreciate, and I believe Platinum was the game that brought in most of the new evolutions like Electivire, Magmortar, stuff like that. So definitely love that, and plus the whole creation trio and Arceus, Darkrai, and there's just like so many awesome mythicals were brought into that game. It's just unreal. But in terms
Yeah,
of like
no,
the
Gen 4 is amazing. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely amazing. Yeah, that was my first experience on the DS, and my favorite game overall, I would say, well, based on overall experience, is probably just Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Like I said, I gotta love those classics. I mean, I didn't actually play Crystal or Gold or Silver, so this is my first experience with a Gen 2 game. So having these Pokemon follow you around and just going to two different regions, fighting Reg, just like it just really opened my eyes to how amazing this whole series was. And on top of that, the Pokewalker was just an amazing feature. I wish they'll bring back.
Yeah, no, yeah, the Pokewalker is really cool. And as far as Heart Gold Soul Silver, probably one of the best, if not the best, remakes. I mean, I do love ORAS as well, and a lot BDSP got a lot of flack, but I personally enjoyed the game just because I do love Sinnoh that much, and Gen 4 is just my favorite. So I still gave it the appreciation I feel like it deserved, but I know a lot of people did not quite enjoy the BDSP.
I don't have a problem with BDSP. I just have a problem with Ilka. That's my main issue with it. We'll talk, but I'll bring more into that later on. But I also will add to this point: if Ilka does anything to Generation 5, I will boycott playing the games. I will not play a game with Ilka as like the main gaming, like whatever. Yeah, whoever, like what the main gaming producer or whatnot. I will not endorse that product. I just can't. Like I said, I have a lot of love and respect for Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. It's just that I just feel like Ilka should have done could have done a lot better. It was a good
Yeah,
experience.
and I don't know if they will, do another game with them or not. We'll see. But
Um,
yeah,
I mean, Ilka was a little bit of a contributor to Scarlet and Violet. If you roll through the credits, you'll see Ilka mentioned in there, but
yeah,
they weren't like the main people behind the game.
no. Just give me 1 sec. I do have to plug my phone in
Oh,
because
sure, go ahead.
I do need a full battery for Com Day. So just give me
Oh
one
yeah,
sec.
oh yeah, sure, go ahead. Sitting here alone while Shine grabs his charger.
All right, we're good.
All right, we're all good. All right. All right, so we dived into the love of Pokemon, so now let's go ahead and dive into the hate. So, Shine, out of all the Pokemon that exist, which one would you say is your least favorite? I genuinely don't know, so this is gonna be the first time I'm hearing this.
You don't know?
I
Okay.
genuinely don't know.
Um, in my opinion, the worst Pokemon. The Pokemon that I feel like should just be erased from the whole franchise is Diggersby.
Diggersby.
It is
Okay.
absolutely terrible.
Okay, I want to hear this story.
I just look at it, man. Like I just like there's just something about it. The design is terrible. It's got freaking hands on its ears. Like I'm not. I just don't get it, man. Like it looks like a construction worker bunny with hands, ears, and shit. And it's just, yeah, no. It's just I don't know. Something about it just rubs me the wrong way, and I can't stand it, man. It's just that's my one and only Pokemon I just can't stand.
Have you ever shiny hunted it?
Yes, I've been forced to.
that'll play. That'll play into my least favorite. But I believe you know my least favorite, so this is where you get the inside scoop as to why it is. But yeah, my least favorite is to this day Alolan Persian.
Oh, terrible too. Yeah, I totally understand that.
I cannot, for the life of me, stand the anything involving this thing. So first off, when this stupid cat gets introduced, it's
Oh no. Oh, are we back?
okay, we're back. My internet
Okay.
has been my internet has been driving me crazy as of late.
Well, apparently your internet company is a big fan of Alolan Persian.
Comcast is a bitch, and I will say that to my grave. Nah, well, I apologize, everybody. OBS is disconnected, so we'll progress with the show now, hopefully. But yeah, the main reason, like I said, the design is absolutely horrendous, and every time I look at it, I want to cringe and gag, but I have to hold back my sanity. But then came the big, in my opinion, one of the biggest kicks in the balls in Pokemon history. So, for us Dark-type Pokemon lovers, before Piers and Marnie got introduced, the closest thing that we ever got to a Dark-type gym leader was Nanu, the Kahuna. And obviously, there was a shortage of Dark-type Pokemon in the Alola region, because literally, there's only 2 native Alolan Dark-type Pokemon in the Dex, Incineroar and Guzzlord. So obviously, he couldn't use either of those, so he had to use one of the Alola variants. He just had to choose that stupid fucking cat.
Right.
He could have used Alolan Muck, and I honestly, that battle would have been a lot harder, because Alolan Muck's only weakness is ground. But then all of a sudden came in this stupid cat. And plus, they actually gave it a pretty decent ability, and it's a shit mon. Like, Fur Coat is a pretty decent ability, but you just put it on the wrong Pokemon. You mean, really? Yeah. It's always giving me a kick in the pants. And then, after, my community realized this, I then opened the gates of hell, and I decided to give them the power to choose my next shiny hunt. And guess what? The very first time I got redeemed, I had to shiny hunt Alolan Meowth for Alolan Persian.
Yeah.
And I was cursing and belittling that stupid, poor existence of an animal the entire time. And joke was on my buddy Strix. I got it at 192 eggs in less than 4 hours, so joke was on him.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's
at
not
least
bad.
it was quick. At least it was quick.
Yeah, everyone in the chat wants to call it Moon Kitty, but I want to punt it to the sun. Like you said, erase its existence from all Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to get.
I totally get that that least favorite. It's not an appealing design of a Pokemon, that's for sure.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Dark type Pokemon, but I just can't fucking stand this thing.
Yeah. Oh, your passion for disliking that Pokemon is exactly how I feel about Diggersby, so I totally get it.
Like seriously. Like, I actually hate it so much, I didn't even use one in my Ultra Moon Dark Lock. I didn't even catch an Alolan Meowth. I refused to use it. Alright. What about the shiny you hate the most? What shiny Pokemon out there is like, yeah, no, forget it, go away?
Worst shiny? I mean, there's a lot of bad ones.
Yeah, but like, has anyone caused you so much grief you're like, yeah, I don't like this thing anymore?
um, well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I should hate Zubat, but um,
I already know the history, so add some context for those who don't know.
yeah. So my day one supporter, Kurobe, he was there since my very first stream, and he's still around, still fully subbed, and he's one of my closest friends I've made on Twitch, and I have channel point redemptions where people can force me to shiny hunt something, and he decided that he was going to use channel points and make me shiny hunt a Gen 2 Zubat in Crystal. So I went down to the good old Slowpoke well, and I remained there for about 8 months looking for this stupid green bat, and I didn't phase once. I could have phased on a beautiful shiny Slowpoke, but no, that was not in the cards for me. And I went over 35,000 encounters for that thing, and finally got it. But I will say it probably was one of the most hype moments that we've ever had on the channel. So
I can
it's a
concur.
it's a love hate. It's a love hate.
I mean, I wasn't there for that, but I did see the clip, so I can concur with that. But still, but still, like a shiny that just put on the board, like which one do you not like? Period.
I mean, Gengar shiny is pretty fucking bad.
You hate to diss your favorite Pokemon, but still.
Like at least the Mega and Gigantamax made up for it. That clean white is just incredible, but the Gengar shiny is absolute trash. It doesn't change. You can
Well,
you can tell me it changes. You can squint as much as you want. That thing does not fucking change.
the only point I will add is that the 3D rendering in Legends made it just a teensy itty bitty litty bit more appealing.
I think we just tell ourselves that. I don't think it actually changed.
Well, I mean, when Terrible Tommy got shiny Gengar, he knew right away.
Yeah.
That was 151, but I'll bring up that later on. But I would have told you, geez, what, 10 months ago, that my least favorite shiny would have been Regice. But Generation 9 really brought in a three-way shiny tie of Pokemon that just really dropped the ball. Like, they don't actually make random generated shinies anymore. They actually put thought into this. So whoever put thought into these Pokemon shinies really doesn't need to be in the company. And that is a three-way tie between Charcadet, Armarouge, and Ceruledge.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. They got robbed, dude. And those Pokemon are so sick. Like I love Sarah Ledge's design. I think it's incredible. Like, I wanted to, and I still love it. I still shiny hunted it, but like, my goodness, like it has so much potential to have an incredible shiny, and they just dropped the fucking ball.
Exactly. I actually like these Pokemon so much. I decided that no matter what, I would use Armarouge in my first playthrough of Scarlet, which I did, and then I used Ceruledge in my first playthrough of Violet, which I did. But then we find out that these shinies, they only change eye color. It's literally me taking off my sunglasses and saying, "Hi, I'm shiny." That's pretty much the only difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it is disappointing, and I don't know, if, but I also, here's another thing too. Like, I feel like for the good shinies to be good, we need shit shinies, and it's like it's a scale. It's a balance, right? Like, if all the shinies were bangers, we wouldn't have ones that are special. Like, I feel like we need shit shinies.
Yeah, but the problem is there's a lot of shit shinies this gen.
Fair, yeah, I'll agree with that. Yeah.
Like, here's what I always say when it comes to changing these guys' shinies. All they had to do was make Charcadet a whited out charcoal gray, so it looks like burnt out charcoal, and then swap the color schemes of Armarouge and Ceruledge, and they would have been perfect.
Yeah, that'd work. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like almost everyone I bring on the show says the exact same thing, and it's like, finally, great minds think alike.
Yeah, or just fully color swap them. Like even that could have worked. You know what I mean? Like do something.
Yeah, I know. Just why the eye color? It's so stupid. All right,
And
so
that, and that
what?
that's the thing too, though. Like it's crazy that like we'll like some shinies are like very very vibrant and out there, like your favorite Obstagoon, and some are just so subtle. It's just like an eye color change or just one little thing, but we still potentially will shiny hunt it for weeks or months, and and it's just like is that insanity? Is that insane?
like like the least noticeable shiny I think I have ever shiny hunted on screen. Jeez, like which one was it? I genuinely don't. I really can't think of one right off the top of my head. I mean, I could say Squirtle, but I haven't gotten it yet. Yeah. So, out of all the 18 types that we have, which one do you hate the most?
Typing. That's a tough one. I feel like if I would have to pick a typing that I least like would be, even though there are some cool steel types, I feel like steel is just pretty pointless.
If my boy
Like,
Cyber was in here, he'd probably start raging. He
like
loves
don't get me
steel
wrong,
types.
don't get me wrong. Like I love Steelix, like I love Scizor, but I just feel like if we're basing it off of typing, I feel like steel is pretty pointless. Like, other than, after Fairy was introduced, Steel didn't really matter that much.
I say the opposite. Poison was a lot less relevant than steel when it came to fairy types.
Yeah, but Poison is cooler, in my opinion.
Okay, fair. Shine, you got a question from my boy Radiant. What was your longest shiny hunt ever?
Radiant, we just kind of went over that. That was my Gen 2 Zubat and Crystal, and it was well over 35,000 encounters and no phases, and it took me about like 8 months.
Also, still to note on that, like the fact that you didn't phase once is definitely something for. I don't know if you would call it brownie points, but it would definitely be like, hey, I got this one shiny and I didn't get any others during this entire time. I got my
Yeah.
target first
Well,
try.
guess what? This is how insane I am. I've been contemplating doing this, but since you invited me on this podcast, I'll make an official announcement right now. Team, we are going back to the Slowpoke well, and we are going back to get freaking Slowpoke. So let's see how many times we phase on that stupid bat. We're going back.
Oh no, shy,
We're
no,
going back.
brother,
We're
no.
going back, team.
I was gonna ask you about that at the end of the show, but damn, dropping that bombshell halfway through, shit. Shine, you are an insane human being. I will say that, but you're also a lovable insane, so it blends out.
Yeah, insane for sure. Yeah, no, I lost my sanity a long time ago, and I'm okay with that. It makes life interesting.
I never had it to begin with.
Yeah, fair. Maybe that's yeah, because I can't remember when I lost mine, but
Yeah, well, out of all the 18 types out there, it's actually fairy is the one I hate the most.
yeah, okay, yeah,
Like, like, don't get me wrong, there are fairy type Pokemon that I like. Alolan Ninetales, which I'll touch on later with my experience with it. Mimikyu, Grimmsnarl, Togekiss, and Gardevoir. Those are like the only five fairies I can stand. But there are just some Pokemon that don't need the fairy type to begin with. I'll always say this, and I like to get the guest's opinion on this every single time. Why on God's green earth does the Gramble line need the fairy type? Nothing about them screams, "Hi, I'm a cute little fairy."
I mean, I feel like yeah, fairy typing and like the Pokemon that get it, like I feel like I agree with you. It's the one type that doesn't always make sense. Like it's just one of those things. Like, I mean, ghost typing like is pretty obvious for most of the ghosts, and I feel like the same about dark type, and a lot of the other types would make sense. But yeah, like, I mean, Granbull is just not a great Pokemon, and the shiny's terrible.
Ooh, well, tell me twice. This varies based on the type of dog it is a bad reason, and that's the reason. What dog says hi, I'm a fairy? But anyway, it also but also when you bring up the fact that dark types, I am a dark type master, so it sucks that now dark types have an additional weakness. And also hate to say it, but freaking fairy types make Hydreigon their bitch. As much as I love Hydreigon, that 4 times weakness is absolute hell.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, Dragon did need a nerf. So
Well, that's the reason why Dark types were introduced, because Psychic needed a nerf. Actually, Psych, Dark, and Steel were introduced to nerf Psychic because it was so OP. I don't know why people thought that Dragons.
Well,
I mean,
before Fairy, like, Dragon was just it was its only weakness, really. I mean, for the most part.
I feel like Ice type Pokemon have really lost their edge since Fairy types were introduced. There are a lot of good Ice type Pokemon out there. It's just that now that Fairy is the key to dragon slaying, no one uses Ice types against dragons anymore unless it's absolutely necessary. Like if somebody's doing a surprise lock like I am, and I don't get a Fairy type, I gotta find an Ice type.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd rather use Ice types to take down dragons, especially if it's a dragon flying. Like if you're fighting Rayquaza, you definitely want that quad ice.
I can
But
agree on that.
yeah. So, but like, and as far as dragon, like, as far as like a new dragon type, I would like to see. I would like to see a rock dragon, legendary. I think that'd be incredible.
Everyone's been wanting Bug Dragon for the longest time, but let's see if they actually pull the trigger on that.
Bug dragon would be really cool too. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. All right. Now, Shine, out of all the Pokemon games you have ever played, which one would you say is your least favorite? This can also include spin-off games. Main series and spin-off.
Yeah, Gen 7 for me, Ultra Moon, Ultra Sun, I think was terrible. It's, it had some cool things, and it has the Pokemon from the Lone Region are pretty cool, other than your favorite cat there. Uh, but like, as far as gameplay, and like, it didn't have the main recipe of why I love Pokemon. It didn't have the 8 gyms and the classic E4, like, the island challenges and all that stuff. It was something different, and I feel like they went for like a more cinematic feel, but I just felt like, I like to play a game, and I like to catch Pokemon, and I like to, shiny hunt, and for that game, it's just like it made me feel like they were forcing me to, watch an anime while playing the game. Like, it was like every 5 steps it was a cutscene, and it was too much, and I did not enjoy it. I played through it once, and I want to play through it one more time just so I can double hunt Poiple. But other than that, I probably won't touch those games ever again.
I can understand that because I hate that, like, when you play a game so many times, like, you just span through it with A because you know the dialogue already, but there's just way too much dialogue in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I can agree on
Yeah.
that. But I also got to give mad props to Gen 7 because that's where I got my start in shiny hunting. The very first shiny that I ever hunted for and got was a shiny Grubbin via SOS.
Nice. Yes. Grubbin's a great shiny, but and like, I'll also comment another reason why I don't like Gen 7. Gen 7, in my opinion, has the absolute worst shiny sparkle, shiny animation. It's fucking terrible. It's the most lazy shit I've ever seen. It's just terrible. And
That I can also
it ruined shiny hunting for me in those games, because I don't feel the reward when I see that. Like, it ruins it for me.
It also sucks because for Pokemon PokeTubers to get a decent thumbnail to shiny with the sparkling animations, they really can't get that.
No, it's a stupid big star. Like it's the most lazy design I've ever seen in my life, and it's so bad.
I know.
Like
I
it
can
has
agree.
to be
I
the
can agree with
worst.
you fully. But kind of downgrading from a region, my least favorite games are actually X and Y. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Greninja, I love Yveltal, I love the new Dark types that got introduced in this games, but they just could have done a lot more. I understand that X and Y was the very first 3D game, so they really need to focus on like the 3D rendering and all this other stuff and like getting these 3D graphics into this game. But
Yeah.
seriously, I literally just cleared the entire game with a Greninja. I mean, the Greninja's not a bad Pokemon by any means, but I'm just saying, you can solo this game super easy if you wanted to. Because none of the gym leaders use Megas. All the gym leaders had 2 to 3 Pokemon each. The Elite Four only had 4 Pokemon each, which is stupid because everyone else has had 5. And then the champion of all things, I can't give you my disdain over Dianthus more than anything. I love to get into arguments with people who say Gita is the worst champion of all time. Fuck no, it's Diantha. Biggest difference, she's in her fucking game. Gita's actually in her game. Literally, when you play through X and Y, Diantha is literally only on screen 5 times, and that's not including any time you go back and challenge her.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. She literally has like 5 boxes of dialogue, and that's it. Gita has like freaking a lot more dialogue, but still.
Yeah, I mean also though, like Greninja is OP as fuck too. like
Yes, I'm
like
saying.
you can solo with Greninja. Greninja's
Yes, I
incredible.
know. I did. I literally I defeated Diantha with 1 HP in a dream.
Mm-hmm.
but but yeah, still, I don't get me wrong. I love Mega Evolution. I believe it's an amazing concept, but it also just makes the game so much easier, especially because you get it right after the 3rd badge, and you get handed a Mega right out of the gate.
Yeah, I love megas, don't get me wrong. Megas are incredible, but I get so frustrated with the community standpoint of everyone just wanting megas in every game. Like it doesn't have to be. Like we can have new stuff. Like I get it. Megas are cool, but like we don't need megas in every game. We just don't.
Yeah,
Yo, what's up, Karma?
yeah, what's up, Karma? But yeah, I could definitely understand that. Like, if I wanted any of the returning mechanics to return, I, jeez, out of all of them to return, like, actually, that actually brings up a decent question. Like, out of the returning mechanics that could come back, which one would you like to see come back?
Uh, I mean,
I mean, we got like
not,
Pokemon
not that
Fusion.
not that it needs to, but like Mega probably is one of the best. Like I understand why people feel that way, and it's just I mean Z moves are terrible. I don't care for Z moves. Megas are cool. Gigantamax Dynamax is pretty cool. I guess megas, I guess, but like I said, it doesn't need to be in every game. But I feel like megas was probably one of the best mechanics.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I can agree on that logic. All right. So Shine, you kind of brought it up a little bit earlier in the podcast how your brother, and your sister would play it a lot. But can you recall your very first experience with Pokemon ever? Like
Uh,
it could be anything.
yeah. I mean, so for me, when the cards came out, like there was like it took my elementary school by storm. Like it was like actually like pandemic level. Like it got out of hand. Like they ended up banning the cards from my school because it just got too chaotic. But like I just I fell in love with it. Watching the anime as a kid, and then just I did everything I could to get money to go buy Pokemon cards. Like I would shovel driveways in the winter. I would mow lawns in the summer. I got paper routes, and when I'd get that money, I would get on my bike and I would go down to the closest like 7-Eleven, and I would buy some packs, and just opening those, and like that experience right there To this day, when I open up packs, it brings me back to that moment. So, but you know, the games itself, you know, when I got my first Game Boy and you know got Pokemon Blue, and I still have my original Game Boy Color. I got the lime green one, and I still have my copy of Pokemon Blue from them. So still having that after all these years, it just really shows like how important you know that moment was to me. And you know, starting my first playthrough, you know, picking Bulbasaur, of course. Um, it's just it's so nostalgic, like and like just the level of grinding we had to do in the original games, you know, spending hours and hours on the route, just killing Pokemon, going to heal, killing Pokemon, going to heal, just to level up your team. Like it's just like new generations these days, like they don't understand the grind we had to do, like in the OGs, if they haven't played, right? And
No, they do
you know,
not.
it's no, like now it's just so easy. You can get XP candies, you can, you know, XP share and all that stuff, right? So it's just the true grind of the OG games. Like it really resonated with me, and we really had to, you know, put in hours and hours and work to actually build our team. And I feel like by doing that, we became more attached, and you know, like it actually felt like we were training these Pokemon. It actually felt like we were building a team, and it was just incredible.
Yeah, like those childhood stories right there, like the really like the die-hard Pokemon childhood stories right there. Those are the type of stories that I love to hear, and it just really warms my heart to know that people have these types of experiences, because it just really just proves the fact that Pokemon lives on for decades on end without you know without any fail. But my first experience with Pokemon was the anime. It was actually it was a tape cassette that I borrowed, and it contained 3 episodes: Pokemon Shipwrecked, The Isle of the Giant Pokemon, and Tentacool and Tentacruel. And when I first watched this, and like I was beyond mind blown, because it just it like I never watched anime before, because Pokemon is considered an anime, but I never watched it before.
The
And
the
what
Tentacruel episode was pretty dark, wasn't it? Like I recall that one. Like
it's actually
they,
banned now.
yeah, like they were trying to like take over the city, and like they were trying to like almost kill humans, I feel like.
Yeah,
I don't recall the episode fully, but I remember that episode being like fairly dark.
yeah, it was fairly dark. Literally, the giant 60-foot tentacruel had me out like mind control with another tentacle, and it
Yes.
just like was talking with it like a puppet.
Yeah. 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 I remember that.
But yeah, the main reason it's banned is because like the Turbo's pick just got me. Yeah, Prowl. Every single episode of season 2 is dedicated to the True Turbo. That's also why me and Shine are wearing bow ties for his honor.
Absolute legend.
Yeah, absolute beyond legend. But yeah, I was mesmerized by the anime when I was a kid. So then I got into the cards. I didn't really buy any cards at the time, but I just always liked looking at them and collecting them and whatnot. My mom used to buy cards for me, so I just get what I could, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. But like also like you, my school also banned trading cards because it just got way too insane. Because kids would always get into fights over saying, "Hey, you did this and I was supposed to do that." And it's just like, like I don't know what it
Yeah.
was like. I don't know what kind of
Well,
like what. Go ahead.
the main issue at my school was, you know, there was older kids that were bullying and taking advantage of the younger kids, and telling them that like this is a good trade, like, you know, I'll give you this Rattata for your Holo Charizard, and it's a good trade, and they would take advantage of these young kids that didn't know any better, and then they would go home, and their parents would be like, where the fuck's your Charizard? And like, oh, I traded for this, and then it just became a huge problem. The parents called the school, and it just got out of hand. And then they just decided to ban them completely.
That's where like culture. That's where like a country differences can play effect, because you said you're in Canada, so that's what happens up in Canada. Down here in the U.S., fights literally broke out between toddlers over cards. That's how I
Yeah,
got banned.
yeah.
Like, like, like you guys think with your heads, we think with our fists, and I'm ashamed to admit that.
Oh, you think Canadians don't fight?
Oh, don't.
Have you
I'm
ever
not saying.
watched? Have you ever watched hockey?
I'm not saying you guys don't fight, but I'm just saying the little kids in Canada are probably a lot less stern than kids in the U.S. because we're literally raised on beer,
Uh,
redneck guns, and everything else.
That's very narrow-minded, brother. We scrap just as much as Americans. Trust me.
Yeah,
We this whole stereotypical thing of Canadians being nice. I mean, we can be nice, but we're also
I do apologize.
when
I do
push comes to
apologize.
stuff. No, it's all good. I don't take offense. It's just it's one of those things where it's
I just feel that I just feel that kids also these days don't know like the kind of chaos we created over Pokemon cards.
it
No
was
matter where we
complete
are.
chaos. It was 100% a pandemic. Every lunch hour, it was a mob of kids, and they were all fighting over cards. It was insane. It was insanity. Like it was incredible. It was like, and what reminded me of that was when Pokemon Go first dropped, and you're like driving around, and there's like seas of people like all cruising around on their phones, and I'm like, my God, it's the pandemic again. It's back. Like,
Yeah, I I can't recall how many times I've seen that. I literally was on my bike riding through town, looking at my phone, and then these three douchebags in a truck go red team. It just almost hit me.
Oh no, yeah, and it was like that here too. Like it was like there was certain areas, certain stops that were like Team Valor only. Like if you're Team Instinct and you're coming around this area, like they would flex on you. It was almost like gang stuff. Like if you're Mystic, you don't come around these parts. This is a Valor spot only. Like like it's insane.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. I do admit I did play Pokemon Go, but I only played for like the first month and I got bored.
Yeah.
It just wasn't for me.
Fair enough. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
like
it's not for everyone, but I personally like it. It's I don't play it a lot, but like I do like when I'm out and about, and I just want to open it up, check a couple spawns, look for a shiny, and but I really like the events, and the community days are really fun. The Go Fest events are really fun. So after this podcast, I'm gonna be going downtown, and I'm looking for that elusive Shundo Froakie, and it's Shundos don't exist in my world, but I'm still gonna try.
well, I'll grant you as much shiny luck as I possibly can, but I don't know how much my Go luck is compared to my actual luck.
Yeah, just don't give me your Darkrai luck.
Of course, you had to bring up that fucker. You want to know what my count is for that now?
Yeah, what do you have, brother?
Let's see. Hold on, let me pull up my thing. 14,765.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
When's the next stream for Darkrai?
Tuesday.
Tuesday? Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll see what I can do. I'm still shocked that I got a lucky. That I still shocked that I got a lucky before Darkrai.
Yeah, that was crazy. Regieleki is a cool mon too. I like it.
I mean, it was a hunt that I dropped and I brought it back for this for Legend Week of Legends, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you gotta be kidding me. All right, well, the next thing I like to have, well, this is the next segment of the show. I like to call it the emote elaboration. So what I would like you to do is post some of your emotes in the chat and give some backstory behind them, and maybe who created them, if you don't mind.
Prowl is actually one of my mods. Prowl, would you be able to drop majority of my emotes in chat, and I can go over them?
Yeah. Yeah, just basic backstory behind like why this emote exists, or if there's a funny story behind it, give it, and just
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
just give us the rundown.
All right.
All
Yeah,
right.
there's some good ones there. Probably one of my favorite designs and things I came up with was the shiny luck bay, and so the whole you know the salt bay dude, he just blew up, right? And it's
Yeah.
kind of memey, right? And it just like I just had this idea where it was just like with sprinkling the salt, and I was just like, hey, what if I did that with, like little like shiny animations for a luck emote. So yeah, the shiny luck bay is definitely one of my favorites, and I felt very creative in that moment, coming up with that concept. Um, and my good friend Nikki did majority of my emotes. She's amazing, really talented artist. I can try and track down the Twitter link for her stuff. But yeah, she does majority of mine. I do have a few emotes that some of my community members made as well. Um, and then the next one there is the lurk emote. The classic scene of Gengar going through the floor. I figured that was just very fitting, and then I love the and then the next one is the Bulbasaur eye roll. You got to have an eye roll one, and I think Bulbasaur is just great. It's got that attitude with it. Um, Probably another one of my close favorites, and I think I think it's actually one of the most used emotes of mine is probably the Mew, and I called it the Pika Mew because it's playing peekaboo.
Quite fitting.
So yeah, so the shiny Pikachu there. So that one's very classic. And then partnering with Rogue Energy, which is probably one of the best moves I made career wise here. So I had to have a cheers emote with the Rogue Shaker there. So we got that one, and then for a hello emote, we got the shiny Phantom, and I think shiny Phantom is probably one of the it's definitely up there in top shinies. Like, it's incredible.
Can't agree.
And then probably one of the best emotes we have is got to be the bruh emote, which is a Kadabra, and and we kind of have a little channel point thing, which we call a bruh moment, and it's it's kind of like the Mario theme song, but it just says bruh a lot, and it's a fun time for everyone, and everyone likes the bruh moments we have, and then we just got our hype emote, which is Gengar with some party Drifloons, and then the Bidoof she emote was created. I believe that one was created by Frozen, which is a good community member of mine. Um, and then the other one, oh, our Pog emote is. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan as well as Pokemon, so I was trying to think of a Pog emote I wanted, and Harry Potter, and I just came up with Harry Poggers. So
Yeah, I
we
actually
got
like
we got
when I see it dressed up as Harry Potter, it's like, what the heck's going on here? But it just kind of fits.
right. I know everyone loves the Harry Potter mode, and it's just Harry Potter's just like one of those parallel passions for me. Like, I feel the same passion for that like universe and that franchise as I do Pokemon. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, we got a couple emotes there from showdown events that we've done. We got the sleeping Vulpix. The nice emote it's pretty good. That was actually my one of my mods, Sailfish. It was his idea. So I kind of gave uh each of my mods kind of I let some of my mods choose a design, and I bought and made the emote. So that was Sailfish's, and the reason why it's so fitting for the Bellsprout and nice is because it's the dex number is 69, so it's just
Well, that actually plays more into my story because I actually got a Bellsprout story myself. You're gonna think this is absolutely crazy. So I was actually shiny hunting Bellsprout in Let's Go for an SBQ, and I was promoting it in my Discord, and I was doing it on mobile at the time. So
yeah.
I typed in the word Bellsprout on my phone. I kid you not. Right hand to God, it autocorrected to the word hemorrhoid. I'm not even kidding. I,
Oh
lit-
my goodness,
I have
that's
photographic proof
hilarious.
that it happened, and I told the story on Twitch, and my boy Red's Revival was in the chat the day I told the story, and he just went off. He just went off, telling so many jokes. and it's been a stuck
Hilarious.
story ever since.
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, autocorrect is definitely entertaining in life for sure.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I actually want to know why is Shiny Absol I quit?
Oh, that was I mean, you obviously know Brit. Oh snap, it's Brit. So
Yeah,
she's
yeah, she was
she's
on the
one of
show
my mods
previously.
and one of my one of my close friends on Twitch here, and
Hmm.
we just kind of razz and troll the shit out of each other, and like I would always ask her to do things or whatever, and she would just give me attitude and just say that she quits and that she would always threaten to quit being my mod, but she never ended up quitting. But so I gave her an emote, and that's what she wanted. She wanted an I quit, and it's a shiny Absol because she loves shiny Absols. So
Yep,
that's the story on that one.
yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give my emotes now. These are pretty much my most widespread emotes, and I know I'm a little bit narrow-minded with most of them being themed after Obstagoon, but as soon as I can afford more emotes, I can get more. But obviously, the Beast on Baby roll is my catchphrase. Whenever I get a shiny, I normally yell "Beast on Baby" and just go absolutely insane. It's actually kind of an ambiance to "Rock on Baby"
Yeah.
because I put the Beast in front of there because I was actually called the Beast when I was working for an industrial truck factory, and
Okay.
I actually got the Japanese symbol for Beast tattooed on my calf.
Nice.
Yeah, I got Hisui. Most of these were made by Video Game Shay and Sunny.
Okay.
So,
Nice. Yeah.
the fox was made by Sunny. I just wanted a little giggling Zoroa, so I got that. A lot of
That's
people,
awesome.
yeah, the hammer was Shay's, but we just didn't think that the hammers would be too would look weird, so we had just Hydreigon just banging its arms on the table, and it's a lot of people thought it was more cute than it was like menacing or whatnot.
Yeah, I could see that.
I love Shay's art style. She's a lot of her stuff's more cutesy than menacing.
Yeah. Fair. But I mean, I just feel like emotes and just like it's kind of it allows us to share with our community, kind of our personality like on a deeper level. It allows us to share in certain moments and express ourselves with cute little images. I love emotes. I think it's one of the best things about the atmosphere and community on Twitch.
Yeah,
Like
I,
it's emotes are amazing.
yeah, I can agree. I got a couple themed after my cats. My luck emote to this day and will always be Reggie Drago is because Reggie Drago is my very first on-screen shiny, so it's gonna pay ambiance to that. I got two crown emotes for Raid and All Hail the King whenever I bring up Dark King Zeo. Obstagoon is my Rage and my Hype emotes. I got Zoroa Pog up in there for my Pog moments. I got a Grimmsnarl Sus emote, but no one ever uses it. Like literally, it's like my most least used emote today. I got one based off of Lantern because I did a Thunderlock in Shield, and I fell in love with Lantern because I never had much affinity towards it, but fell in love with it, and it broke my
Lantern's
heart when she
great.
died.
Yeah, Lantern's great.
Yeah. I got GG's with the dust ball being caught. I got an Umbreon blushing emote. That was just more like cutesy moments. Like this one's my top emote. My Ops to Piers one, like a perfect fusion between Obstagoon and Piers. It's just like rocking on moment right there.
Yeah.
Greninja's my high emote. I don't got like a Darkrai merging into the ground lurking, but I do have Darkrai like halfway popping up the screen with the word lurk right on top of that. That's my
Yeah, I see
lurk.
that. It's nice. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, my most used emote to this day is my Galarian Zigzagoon heart emote. Oh, hydrate.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, I got two emotes for NE and RD for nerd. I got MVP because I was doing Camp Yoha, one of Tiller's things, and I got the MVP title my first camp, so I made an MVP emote for that. I got a flex
Nice.
emote that's based off of Urshifu Dark single style. Kill shot is normally like it was there for whenever we were doing DAs, and I would say kill shot, and then just emo popped up with kill shot. I
Nice.
do have Yeah, I also have a Zayo emote. This is me, like the Dark King Zayo, holding up like a dark orb of energy and whatnot. I really need to get that redone because it looks really computer generated or whatnot.
Yeah, no, your emotes are great. I like them.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yes, we already know about that one, but that's not on my channel. Do you want to know the story behind that one? That's not even my emote. Do you want to know the story behind that one? That Celebi in a hood.
Yeah.
So I was actually shiny hunting shiny Zoroa for Camp Yohop, and I got 2 of them in 70 eggs. So I randomly blurted out somewhere that if I found a third one, I would take a bite out of a raw onion. And all of a sudden, one of my mod Strix the Lion goes ballistic, going shiny onion, shiny onion. And the whole chat starts getting involved and like, what the hell's going on here? They literally created a sub cult in the community called the Onion Cult. Because of them, whenever I do special streams involving like goals or whatnot, I have to take a raw bite out of an onion. It stings, but
I don't like onions.
I mean, it
I wouldn't be
stings.
doing that.
I mean, it
No.
stings, but it's not that terrible for me at least. All right. So you and I actually have a few shared experiences we can relate with because for those of you that don't know, the Gala Shiny Showdown was one of the biggest charity events I've ever taken part in, and Shine was the head front of all of it. We raised over $20,000 for Games for Love, and Shine kept his word and he shaved his beard off.
Never again.
Do you know how many people were posting chat the day you shaved your beard off?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, never again.
Yeah, well, that's actually the main reason why I did it with you, because I wanted to give you a little bit of emotional support. So that day, both Shine and I lost our beards. But
yeah, I appreciate that, brother.
yeah, but I actually took a trip to see my mods, Strix the Lion, Belladon took, a couple of my VIPs, literally 3 days later, so they didn't get to see me with my Scrubble. They have to see me babyface, so they were like, who is this guy?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was no that I mean that event was incredible though. Like we made a big difference there, and it was truly a special event, and I was just proud to be a part of it, and
Yeah,
my beard grew back.
of course. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you have a lot of like amazing moments on stream when it comes to your charity events and your shiny reactions and whatnot. But like, is there like one particular moment you can think of as an experience as a content creator that were like, this is this is a one in a million moment, like this is never gonna happen again? Like, what's like that moment that just sticks with you so much that like it just you think about it almost every day?
Uh I mean, there's been some really like shiny hunting wise. There's been some crazy moments that can just never be you know like this will never happen again. Like I've called some crazy shinies right before it happened. I called it for shiny Darkrai, or not Darkrai, Dialga and BDSP. And then when we were doing Kaizo, I made a joke that I was gonna find a shiny Porygon Z in Kaizo Platinum before I'd find the level of Pokemon I wanted, and the next encounter was shiny, and uh,
Yeah,
like I've had some crazy moments like that, and but like as far as like my favorite moments of being on Twitch and creating content is it's probably just meeting amazing people, and just like I've had moments where truly generous and amazing people have literally broke me on stream. I can't tell you how many times I've cried on stream.
me too.
I can be a pretty emotional human being, and just some people just like truly shine bright in this world, and they are so generous, and I just I there's moments where I'm like, I don't feel like I'm worthy, and I don't deserve this. And it's just, it's incredible that, I get the opportunity to have an impact on people. And, if I can, change one person's day by, streaming, and, that's me making a difference. And, that alone is why I do this. It's, I love playing video games. I love shiny hunting, but at the end of the day, I'm here to, you know, brighten someone's day. I'm here to, hang out with people. I'm here to, just, make a difference. And I feel like with this platform and, having a voice and when people are listening, like it's kind of our duty and our responsibility to, use that for good. So
You are preachers of the choir, Shine. Like everything that just came out of your mouth, I feel that like twice over. Like I'm just a random kid with autism from the boonies in Tennessee, and now I'm nearing 2K followers on Twitch, and I have a podcast, and I've helped set Guinness World Records, and I'm, like I said earlier, one of my VIPs, Miss Ritzel, she was actually dealing with cancer when she met me, and she told me various things how I used to help her out with all this stuff, and like literally when I read the full story, I literally started breaking down in tears because I didn't think that for 1 second that I would alone meet the most amazing people I could ever think to imagine. But on top of that, like getting to know somebody and helping them out surviving cancer, I mean, that's just the story. Like that's the kind of stuff you just can't make up. And then when I got the news that like literally like when she told us that she was finally cancer free, like I literally dropped everything and I was just like thanking God for keeping this wonderful woman on this planet because she went through hell, and I can't fathom like how much it impacts me as not only just a content creator but as a person, that knowing that you just simply just being online and being playing video games like you said, I mean it just really impacts people. Like it still boggles me to this day, but still
yeah,
I'm grateful for every moment that I can be on this platform and say that hey, like I'm here for you, I'm here to have fun, so let's just have a cow with this, okay?
yeah, and that's the thing too, right? Like it's just like, and it's so trippy that like, it's weird to say that like I have fans because I do like, and I
I
just
know.
like, and it's just like I'm just a normal dude. Like I'm just the same as everyone in my community. I'm just the same as everyone in the chat, and it's just like, we are amazing humans that love Pokemon, and we just vibe. And like I'm not greater than, I'm not more than, I'm on par, I'm equal, right? Like it's, so when people, put me in this light and say, like I do so much for them, like I just, I keep it simple. I just try and treat others the way I would like to be treated. And it's just, I feel like if more people did that, we might have a better world.
You don't have to tell me twice, brother. Like I'll keep saying this. Like, I mean, I'm a fan of yours because obviously, I mean, I'm a fan of yours obviously because I watch you almost all the time. But like, I like tell this to people. Like, actually, I'll kind of quote Morgan Freeman from Bruce Almighty. You have a divine spark. You have a gift of bringing joy and laughter to the world, man. That's exactly what you bring up to this platform, man. There are a lot of content creators on this platform that really think the opposite you do and they don't deserve to be in your spot, but you are one of those exceptions, and I can't thank the world enough knowing that I know a guy like you, man.
I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. But yeah, like I said, like it's just we are in a spot where, I just I feel like when people are listening, like you gotta be careful with, like what you use that, platform for. And especially like if like I don't consider myself an influencer, but like influencers, like, it's insane how much power they have and how many people follow what they do. And like they'll do some crazy stuff just because they truly believe it's the right thing to do because someone that they respect and look up to is doing it. So I feel like that's, it's a lot of power. And it's sometimes it feels like there's a little pressure there, but like I just know what I'm doing is the right thing. And I hang out. I'm here for a good time. I don't want to ever make this, feel like a job. I don't want to, put pressure on it like it's got to pay my bills. Like I'm here for a good time, and I just want to vibe out, play video games, and hang out with amazing people. And that's what I do.
Love your mindset, man. That's the type of mindset we all gotta have. All right. So to help kind of round off the show, First thing I'd like to discuss is some Pokemon related news, because as we all know, more DLC news dropped not only with the Pokemon Presents, but also today. Did you see the new trailer today?
I didn't see it yet. No, no.
Oh no! Oh,
I
you don't
will
know.
check it out.
I'm all right. So for that, I won't spoil any details for you. But it does add more. Like it actually kind of proves something that I speculated about Terrapagos all the way back in March, and I semi called it, but at the same time, I wasn't exactly right. But we can't
Okay.
discuss. But we can discuss
Yeah.
the Pokemon Presents and what was presented in that. I mean, there was a lot that was presented in that Pokemon Directs. Like it doesn't have to be everything that was presented, but if you just want to talk about Scarlet and Violet stuff, like were you okay? So obviously, we never expect new evolutions of older Pokemon, but were you expecting at all a possibility for an Applin or a Duraludon evolution?
I feel like Duraludon definitely like I thought Duraludon wasn't finished yet. Like I didn't think it was just gonna be a one stage mon. So I did feel like we were gonna get something for Duraludon. I don't know how I feel about the evolution itself, but um
I mean, as
yeah.
Reversal posted, it's a stapler remover.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's like it evolves, but it kind of looks like it devolves in a way.
Hmm.
And but yeah, I love Applin and Diplin is pretty cool. Like it's one of those things where it's like yeah, it's a candy apple and it's like it's simple, it's kind of cheesy, but it's I think it's cute and I like it.
I never had a candy apple.
I'm all for the Diplin.
All for the Diplin. But yeah, I mean, there's also we also got like more in-depth look into these new characters like Carmine, her little brother. We also finally got a lot of people were saying that whoops, uh, we actually got the new character coming up, that photographer. What's her name again? Perrin. People are saying that, which I can agree with. This is Adaman's descendant from the Diamond Clan.
Okay. Yeah.
Like yeah, like I actually when I didn't see it at first, but when somebody put a side by side picture of these two, I was like, oh shit, it is.
Yeah, no, I could see that. Yeah, no, it's interesting, right? Like um I know a lot of I feel like a lot of people are more better at like, deep diving and figuring out like hints and where things are going based on certain things. I'm not that great at doing that. Like I don't deep dive too much. I just kind of, play the games and enjoy them and I feel like I don't have to figure everything out. I just take it as it comes for me and but I do respect and appreciate like everyone that does deep dive because it's very interesting what people find out. Um
Yeah, I
but yeah,
agree.
it's oh yeah, cheers.
I can uh I can definitely respect that, because I mean, I try to do a little bit of deep diving, but at the same time, it just kind of bogs my brain as to what the hell am I doing? I just want to play these games.
Right? Yeah, I know. I'm totally the same way and I just but like it is interesting. Like I do like I'll follow like I used to avoid leaks and spoilers, but just this past year I kind of dived in and I dived in a little bit before Scarlet and Violet came out and it's just interesting to see and kind of give you a rough idea what's coming and some things I don't want to be spoiled, but at the end of the day we're kind of in that world where we're I have no choice but to be on social media. Like I run a Twitter, like it's like it's kind of part of the gig is to be on Twitter as a content creator, and it's
I
just
am
like how do you avoid it? Like
I am I am terrible at Twitter, dude. I am terrible. I'm better on Twitch than I am on Twitter. I'll say that for a fact.
yeah, and that's okay. Like I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like I would rather make the choice to dive in and look myself than just trying to avoid it and just getting it spoiled. Like I feel like that's just a better way. Like I mean, if you can just stay off all social media and just avoid it, then great. But like, good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that. What did you think of the newer Paradox Pokemon that got introduced? The Giraffe and Iron Will. or
the
Iron Crown.
yeah, the long neck Raikou is it's interesting, man. I mean,
They touch more
like
on it in the new trailer today,
I
so you
feel
have
like
to take a look
I
at it.
feel like I don't hate it, but like it's just like really like it's just one of those things where it's like is that really what we needed to do? Is do that? But
I know,
I don't hate it though. Like I don't know, man.
like I know they're basing them off dinosaurs, but like it's like why a Brachiosaurus for Raikou?
But like Raikou is already like a saber tooth, which is pretty much prehistoric already. No,
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, they were trying to base it off of the dinosaurs. Like Walking Wake was like a version of a T Rex and Velociraptor. Now we have Brachiosaurus. Everyone's saying that Entei is going to be a Triceratops.
I know, but like, didn't saber tooth like around in the same time as dinosaurs, or am I wrong there? I don't know. I
I
could be
think
wrong, but
I think that was more like in the BC era for saber tooths. Actually, I genuinely don't know myself, so I really can't put exact information.
yeah. But yeah, no, I just it's kind of comical, but like I feel like Pokemon does that, and I feel like I feel like it's so funny that we put limitations on Pokemon when there is no limitations. Like it's pure imagination, and I think that's why Pokemon is so special. Like some things just don't need to make sense. Like some things just need to be completely out there and just outrageous. And I feel like that's why I love Pokemon so much. Like it doesn't have to, you know, it
I
doesn't
know
always have to
exactly.
make sense. Like it can just be completely out there and insane,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It doesn't have to make sense. That's why I'm like so in tune with it. Like this is why I haven't gotten bored with it over the years. Because I mean, I don't know if you know too much about autism, but for people with autism, you really need to, because we hate like consistency and we need constant change. Pokemon is forever evolving, so I think that's why Pokemon has stuck. Like one of the reasons why Pokemon has stuck with me all these years is because it consistently changes, and I'm never getting bored with it. So I mean, as a guy with Asperger's syndrome, it's really hard for me to stay solid with one topic or hobby at the time. But I've been a Poke fan for 25 years, so it's like, holy crap, we're like, holy crap. I mean, I'm in it for the ride big time.
Yeah, that's awesome, brother. Yeah. And I have a few friends that are also on the spectrum, and they feel the exact same way about Pokemon. So I can totally relate with that just from my other friends that have told me the same. So that's awesome.
Excellent, excellent day. So I actually want to get your opinion about this. Did you ever watch the Detective Pikachu movie?
Yes.
How are you feeling about the new? How are you feeling about Detective Pikachu Returns? Are you gonna play it?
The Detective Pikachu game, I think it looks awful.
I'm what? Okay, okay. What?
I mean, I
What?
might play it, but like honestly, I don't think it looks good at all. Like I just think it doesn't look like it looks like it's for like kids like just
Like,
like
like, like the initial game had some quirks to it, but I didn't play it. I saw other people play it. But at the same time, I'm actually kind of intrigued to how they're gonna change this, how they're gonna roll out this story based off of the movie and based off of the game. So I'm gonna be playing it for basically to solve my own curiosity. Because I
yeah,
actually am.
well
I mean, it. I mean, it might be a little bit of change of pace because I need like a little change of pace. I mean, I need to, like I said, I'm a variety streamer, a variety Pokemon streamer, so I do playthroughs. So this will be a perfect excuse to do a playthrough.
yeah, and like I said, I probably still will play it, but like I mean they also one thing that kind of bothered me, like I know it wasn't gonna be a thing, but like the fact that they couldn't hire Ryan Reynolds to be the voice again, like I feel like that would have made me appreciate it a lot more.
Well,
Um
the initial game didn't have Ryan Reynolds. Only the movie did. Because
Yeah,
Detective
I know. I'm
Pikachu,
just saying it would be way better with Ryan Reynolds as the voice, and that's
that
just
I that I can agree with. That I can also agree with. But I just want to see if they're gonna keep this keep. Like everyone thought that the that the dad was inside the Pikachu, so I'm wondering if they're actually going to give it the same ending in this new game.
yeah, possibly. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much like like how canon it's going to be with the movie itself. It might be totally different and just similar vibe, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna like to see this. All right, so the last thing I like for the guests for the show to do is to give us the inside scoop as to future plans that they have or some goals that they wish to achieve in the years to come, which you actually touched based on halfway through, and I was like, dude. So yeah, you said you're bringing up that slowpoke hunt, but do you got any other plans you want to bring up, or is anything under lock and key?
I wouldn't
I
say
mean,
much is under lock and key. I just, I mean, I would like to, I'm gonna continue, working hard on Kaizo. I would like to, hold the title and actually be able to beat one of these games, whether that be platinum or if I start doing another game. But I would like to be platinum first, and then maybe progress to, either go Gen 3 or Gen 5 moving forward. Obviously shiny hunting will always be a thing. So, I'm going to be doing, a Gen 5 SBQ, bringing that back. I just announced that I'll be going back to Slowpoke well for Slowpoke. Um, but I mean, the DLC coming out, we'll be doing, some big streams for that. Um, with the DLC coming out as well, big potential for, a possible showdown event coming as well. I haven't discussed much about it, but it's just kind of one of those things, and we'll have a meeting and get the team rolling again, and hopefully do another showdown coming up here soon. We're kind of due at this point. It's kind of, summertime is kind of an off season, for what we do, and a lot of people are busy with family vacations. I'm insanely busy with work right now. I don't get as much time to stream as I would like to. Like, this week I barely streamed at all. I just streamed Monday, and I might do a stream later tonight, just depending on how I feel. But just working lots, and also struggling with my back pain and stuff too. So it's made it a little tough, and I feel bad. Not streaming as much, but like I know my community understands and will always be there. And so I try my best to make time when I can. But like, when we get to the fall, and summer kind of dies down, like the fall is when shiny hunting season starts rolling into effect, and in the winter it's just shiny hunting is just such a vibe. So like, like we'll get out of this off season, and we'll start going hard, and I'll start putting more time in. And but moving forward, I want to, I've always wanted my main focus to be full on shiny hunting. I love the new games, and I'm always going to, stream new games, and make content and just be there through the franchise. But like, as far as full on shiny hunting in the older games, like that's kind of what I want to be more known for moving forward. And obviously Kaizo is going to be a forefront as well for me. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of OG, but like I said, I'll still roll with the franchise with the new games as well. So
yeah, and I can appreciate wanting to keep stuff under lock and key. Like you think like my podcast series, no one knows who the guests are until I actually announce who they are. So no one knew you were going to be on the show until I actually, formally announced it. Like, this is how much I keep everything under lock and key. Like the Discord that we're all a part of, like my mods don't know, don't have access to it. This is just all me. Like, I wanted to see if I can do this, by myself, and like, really test my boundaries as a creator, saying I can get these people together for a series like this. And it's like, I'm doing it. It's working. We got a show rolling. I can't be ever more thankful for everyone else to be a part of this show. But in terms of my future content, right now I'm kind of doing this like 60-day series on TikTok, which I gotta make one for later today. Come this September, I'm gonna be bringing up. Well, the Dark King Zeo is gonna return, and we're gonna be doing the Omega Ruby Dark Lock, which is gonna be my second to last one. Right now, I gotta finish up my surprise lock. Yeah, I got 9 more episodes for season 2. I gotta wrap up. And like I said, like I don't really have a major goal when it comes to content creation. Like, I'm just out here to have a good time, and just to share my this is the same thing that I've had since day one, that has carried on since day one. I wanted to share my love of Pokemon with everybody with creating content and Pokemon content in general. So the fact that I'm still able to do that, and the fact that I'm able to be a voice on a platform, it just still to this day boggles my mind how I can still do all this. So sharing my love of Pokemon is my number one priority, and now that I'm able to do all this stuff, it's just like I'm very fortunate for where I am in my life when it comes to Pokemon and everything else. So it's an amazing
100%.
experience.
Yeah.
I can't thank the Pokemon franchise enough, because without it, I wouldn't even without the Pokemon franchise, and even without Twitch, I probably wouldn't even be here today. Like, I will say to this day that my community, Twitch, and Pokemon have saved my life numerous times over.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that too. Like for me, like when after the car accident, it was a pretty dark time in my life. I was, in a lot of pain, wasn't sleeping, and couldn't work. So, times were tough. But this platform, and being able to stream on Twitch, and grow on here, and build a community. It's like I do a lot for my community, but my community has done like tenfold for me too. Like I've gotten through a lot of tough and dark times, and I if I'm having a tough day, I know I can always hit that live button, and like my people will be there, and they make my day better, vice versa, right? So even though some days it's hard to push that button, some days you just kind of want to isolate and handle your stuff on your own. But like at the end of the day, we don't have to do that, right? Like we all go through shit, and we can go through it together.
That's another thing I gotta convince myself to keep doing, because whenever when my mind goes dark, it goes really dark, and I just feel like I need to isolate myself. But then at the same time, I gotta remind myself that I'm not alone anymore. Even though I still have this nagging sense of feeling alone in my mind 24/7, because it's never gonna go away, I know I have people in my back corner to help me out with all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and like at the same time, like don't ever be afraid to take those days. Like I've taken many mental health days, and some days I just need to just take a day and not stream. And like sometimes I've even taken a week off because like I just needed it, right? And it's very
Yeah.
important. I feel like there's a lot of pressure when you first start streaming, that like you feel like you need to be live every day, you need to be there, and if you're not, that they're just gonna join another community, and you're just gonna lose people, and you're gonna have to rebuild and stuff. And just I don't, like, my advice would just be don't be afraid to take those days, because your true community will understand, and they will be there for you. So
Could have said it better myself. All right, so Shine, I know you're itching to get to Community Day, so I'm not going to try to keep you any longer, but I want to say again, thank you for taking the time to come and sit down with us and chat about any and all things Pokemon. But
yeah, no,
yeah, another thing I wanted to bring up, I can't wait for the Gen 3 challenge, because I really want to collect more pseudos for the challenge. Were you
oh
part
yeah,
of
Gen
yeah,
3, yeah,
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 were you part of 151 in Gen 2?
yep,
Yeah,
nice.
I got the Dragonite for 151. I mean, that was like one of the coolest moments of my life. But yeah, I can't wait to get back for those.
Yeah, no, I've been part of those, but yeah, I haven't produced yet. So hopefully Gen 3.
You'll get it. You'll get it.
Yeah.
All right. So for the podcast series, I like to allow the guests to guide the raid. So where would you like for us to go today?
Let's see who's on.
Yeah, who's on who could use some love from us?
Let's see here, brother. Let's go raid. How about, hold on. Let's refresh Twitch. We could go raid Shiny Rye Gaming. Yeah, let's do that.
I know him. Actually, I
Yeah.
don't think I
Rye's
actually I don't
good
know.
shit.
Yeah, actually I don't know if I think I followed him, but I'm not sure. I have to well, I'll actually fire out when we rate him. But yeah, I know him.
Perfect.
All right, I'm gonna get the array messages in the chat. There we go. So again, Shine, thank you so much for helping me open up season 2 of pokeNERDS Inc. And still, man, I still can't believe you agreed to be on the show. So still, thank you so much, bro.
Man, thank you so much for having me, and it was a pleasure, and I appreciate you, brother, as a fellow content creator and a friend, and keep doing what you're doing, because you know, I believe in this podcast. I think it's good what you're doing, and I can tell that you're passionate about it. So keep it up, brother, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. What do you usually say to end a stream? What's your outro saying?
I feel like I don't always have one. I just
Like,
you know,
do you have one that you?
I don't really. Yeah, I don't really like have like a sign off like kind of thing. I just kind of say goodbye to everyone in chat, and we just do a raid, and you know, I thank everyone for you know, like all the generosity, like whether there was subs or bits or raids or whatever it was, and but you know, we can just do you know, rock on for Turbo, brother.
I actually plan for that, but I would say mine is stay safe, stay strong, stay for Pokemon exclusive content, and as always has been the Top Goon, your man Spence, beast out. But in honor of the TheTrueTurbo, to end the podcast, we here at pokeNERDS Inc. would like to tell you guys to stay safe, stay rockin', stay true to yourself. Turbo, we love you, brother. We miss you. And I hope one day we meet each other on the other side.
All right, thank you so much, Spence.
Thank you so much, Shine.
Yeah.
Beast out, Goon Squad. I'll see you on the next episode.